You ever kind of get this feeling that whenever you look at a poster for a movie, they seem to spend more of the budget on the poster than the movie itself? This is definitely that movie. Hey gang, another edition of Doc Schlock, and this time around, it's Don't Look in the Cellar. Ooh, oh boy. Okay, I'm not really sure how much of a budget they spent on this movie, but obviously they didn't spend a lot. This is another one of those movies that are horribly acted, badly done, and just so god-awful terrible, you feel like in a way that when it's all over with, you should shoot yourself for watching it. But don't do that, though. Don't Look in the Cellar is an extremely low-budget horror movie that starts off with these two girls trying to go into this asylum, and they meet up with this guy who seems to be, a little bit off, but not, like, crazy off. He tries to tell the girls about his brother, who apparently likes to wear a pillowcase over his head with a painted-on smile on the pillowcase. So, of course, naturally, they get killed off because the killer in this movie is named Smiley. I wish I was kidding. But his name is Smiley. And in this one, a bunch of college students, I guess they're college students, I don't know, decide to go to the asylum and check it out. And they try to bring along this girl who apparently is having bad memories, a bad past, something. I don't know. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. I did the best I could trying to get through this movie, but this was just really hard to get through. The acting is terrible. The gore effects are not even hardly even there, and the editing is just terrible. This movie is very, very, very passable. There's nothing to really enjoy in this movie. I mean, again, it's another one of those really low-budget horror movies in which they could have spent more of the money on acting lessons, but they didn't. They just went into this movie thinking we have enough money to put together this real piece of crap, and then it just turns out it's like there was nothing good about this movie. It's like the editing was bad. You look at the outside of the asylum, and it looks like an ordinary abandoned asylum. You go inside, and it looks like a really nice place. And at one point, somebody is trying to get away from the killer, and if you notice in the background, when they escape the room, it looks like a closet that she's coming out of. There's a joke in there somewhere, I just know it. But ultimately, this is not a great horror movie. I mean, it's supposed to, I guess, it's supposed to be in the vein of those don't movies. Don't go into the woods alone. Don't look in the basement. Don't go into the garage, or something like that. But this one, it didn't have any great moments in it. Again, the acting was bad, and just everything about this movie was really lame and really horrible. Anybody in it you might recognize? Probably not. I seriously doubt it. But again, the money should have went to more acting lessons and maybe a better gore budget or something. But this one was just, it was awful. It was terrible, and it just, again, it looked like they spent more money on the poster than they did the movie itself. Whatever you do, don't look in the cellar. But whatever you do, don't rent this movie or buy it or have anything to do with it. If it pops up on Netflix, pass it. If you see it on YouTube, pass it. This movie was just god-awful. Nothing to enjoy about this movie. A lot of the characters you just won't like. Everybody in this movie was just so badly acting on everything, and it just seemed like this movie was never going to end. And when it did, you feel relieved, but yet you feel like this was one of the worst pieces of garbage you'll ever see. So Don't Look in the Cellar. Not worth watching. Don't waste your time. That's what it should be called. Don't waste your time. This one was just really, really bad. So don't watch it. Don't rent it. Pass on it. And if anybody tries to tell you to watch it, they're just setting you up for a really bad joke. For Doc Schlock, stay strong and rock on.